I'm Meinie Nicolai. I'm a nurse by profession, and I have a Master in Public Health in Developing Countries, and I joined MSF in '92, so that's a long time ago. And now I will be the new General Director of OCB. I joined MSF because I had traveled in the world and I became a medical person because I thought then I can help people in the world wherever. I didn't study to just stay in my home country, the Netherlands. When I started my studies, it was with the intention to leave. So I did my tropical medicine course, and I wanted to go where the population suffered most, and MSF was the organization to do that. So I think that challenge has remained similar over time. The insecurity and perhaps the violence against humanitarian workers has increased. So I think that is something that has changed. But the violence against people has been there in the past as well. So the suffering is still there. To say that the situation is worse today or compared to the past, I find difficult to make. I've been in very difficult circumstances where people suffered enormously 25 years ago, and that we see today. If we just talk about Liberia, where it was my first mission, and I speak about Central African Republic today, I think that kind of suffering is quite similar. Now, the respect for humanitarian workers and for medical workers, it's not only humanitarian foreign workers, but also local Ministry of Health staff sometimes. I think that has perhaps worsened, and hospitals have become targets in wars, and that was not in that same way the situation in the past. So I think the challenges today of MSF, the first is the same as when I started, to have access to people in need, especially in very remote and forgotten crises, often in conflict. And it's difficult sometimes for MSF to reach those people. I think this is the main challenge for us, to get there where we want to be and to give the care to the people who need us. The respect for international humanitarian law, the respect for medical staff, for ambulances, for hospitals, and for patients is something that we are very worried about. And big powers in the world today don't respect this. So those who should lead by example are not doing it, and they're sitting in the Security Council whilst they're supporting coalitions that bomb hospitals. So I think this is something very worrying. And the other thing that we see with the migration crisis is that people are considered commodities or threats to our rich lives, and that we use a language that is dehumanizing people. And politicians do this, media follows this, and having an impact on the public. And I think it's to MSF to show, how people suffer and who they are, these people, and they're just trying to get a better life. That's all they're doing. So I think that is a thing that is changing, and the norms about humanitarianism, we have to keep them very, very high, and we have to put up the standard, and go against sometimes the current. And we may lose some support, but we will gain others who will support us for it. So we have to remain very independent and speak out when we need to, and go there where people need us most. I think that is our main challenge.